By continuing with this program, you have therefore agreed to take zero offence to what is being said. After all, it is called Don't Get Offended. Duh.
Oh yeah. So on Christmas Eve, like obviously we had the stockings, the sacks, ready to put all the stuff inside. So Laura, I don't know why, I think because she drank a little bit, she was packing the stocking outside Preston's door, bedroom. It's about 1:45. I was thinking to myself, because he gets a bit excited. When he's excited, he can't sleep. So I'm thinking, is he asleep or is he pretending to sleep? So here's Laura making all this sound. You know, you're putting all the packets of toys and just all this into the bag. And then she's walked in, put it by the bed. Next sack, put it by Dylan's bed. I was thinking, is he asleep or is he asleep? Next morning he says, "Mummy, why would you putting the stuff in the stocking and then bring it in, then put it in my room?" I had to quickly come in because I've got stories for everything. I said, no, because Santa knew you was awake. He couldn't come in because you can't obviously see him. So mummy had to bring it in. So he was awake, pretending to sleep.
What?
Yeah. So I said to Laura, "Why are you doing it upstairs initially? Do it downstairs because even it's a racket putting all that stuff in, right? It's a noise, especially if he's trying to sleep." So yeah. Anyway, I've got answers for everything. Luckily, because Laura just wouldn't have the story for it.
Well, obviously, I said my feelings from last week's episode, but yeah, we did the whole Santa having his milk and his cookies. I even ate one of the cookies as well. And then there was a carrot, for the reindeer, yeah? So, yeah, all of that shenanigans and that. So, as long as my son was happy about it.
Exactly.
It's all good.
It's all about being a child.
It's not about, telling them the truth or anything like that or, ruining their dreams and that. So, yeah. It was a decent day. It was a decent time, Christmas. It was interesting, I have to say. And it was a lot of food and a lot of drink. And I worked for it throughout. So not worked from home, which was a bit intense. I don't know why, but working from home seems to be a bit more intense than working in the office. So yeah, it's a bit nice. It was nice. I haven't seen the family because of the whole tier 4 business and that. So it is what it is. I'm glad that we're here.
Yeah. Christmas was just quiet for me, man. I drank and ate loads. That was it, really. I didn't do anything else. To be honest with you, I just couldn't be bothered to do anything else, to be quite frank. I just wanted this week to just chill and get back on the bike next week, man, and just start pressing to try and make 2021 a bit better.
Ain't it just the worst week, though? Like, all in all, it's nice, but it's like I just feel you can't do things that you want to do. Like, everything's just a rush situation, and it just goes by, and it's just going to get, it's just not, it's not ideal. Like, there's nothing, you can't plan anything this week.
Well, that then comes down to my week now. So, obviously I wasn't here last week because...
last year.
Because everyone's been at home, right? Less chance of getting run over.
Nah, but...
It's true though, right?
Nah, but then the thing is that the news likes to put out these statistics that, so many people have died daily. Another 500 people have died. Another 400 people have died.
Yeah. They're highlighting it basically.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's two sides to the story. So you need to stop telling the fearful one and start round it up. Because the thing is that the reason why I'm saying this is because there are people that are panicking at the moment right now, and the panic causes anxiety, and anxiety causes heart palpitations, and heart palpitations could lead to further problems. And it's not necessarily needed, but this is what the media do.
Because thousands of people die every day, right? In England alone.
Thousands of people, yes.
Yeah.
Alone.
But they don't obviously highlight that.
No, and the statistics of what people died for.
You can actually look it up on a Worldometer. It shows you like what everyone's died of every day.
Yeah.
Literally every day. And it's counting. Like you can see it actually is moving.
Yeah.
It's a meter moving. Like population, people dying, people born, like if it's birth, it's running. So 500 a day of deaths is minor.
Yeah, but then these are things. Another thing is not what they're saying as well. And these are a lot of them are with underlying issues, whereas the actual statistics for people who have not got underlying issues
low
for the year was this is from 3 weeks ago. This 1,911 people in the UK. So without any underlying issues, those who have died with 1,911.
But the thing is, there are a lot of people with underlying issues in this country.
Well, this is it.
Yeah. And some people don't know about it. So it's just obviously them playing safe. But I can see what you're saying. The media or the news, whatever, they highlight it. They do highlight it. The deaths and 70,000 they say now deaths.
But then also
28 days.
But also if you do catch, got a 99.9% survival rate.
No, it's very low.
Which they don't highlight.
No,
again.
They don't highlight. Yeah.
So the whole reason why they're closing everything down is because of cases.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little bit. The problem is now we have now left Europe. I wonder how quick this kind of thing will go away, because at the start when Brexit was happening, we was all worried about what's going to happen. But came in and you heard nothing about Brexit no more. You just heard, while slyly in the background, Boris has been doing the deal.
Yeah.
Now we're out. Let's see how it's really relevant to us now before the world starts, because we need to start getting moving anyway. Yeah. We need to, because money needs to be put back in the pot, point blank period. And we're the ones that have to pay it back.
At some point.
especially them £50,000 grants that were flying out to businesses this year. So, you know what I mean? Like,
money's got to go back. So the world, especially this country, we need to get moving. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So this whole lockdown thing, right? The way I see it, it just needs to be herd immunity now. Point blank period. We can't carry on like this because our system can't sustain it. Yeah, but we can't keep giving furlough to businesses because we are paying in with our taxes. They're taking out, right?
But the thing is, what you just said, herd immunity. Yeah, you're talking sense.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're talking sense, but this is not what's going to happen.
Of course not. But
you're
they
talking
should.
sense. This is sensible.
I think they're going to have to. I mean, they're going to have to. There's no. The thing is, if it's right or wrong, there's no choice.
No choice.
There's no choice.
And the thing is,
it has to go down that route at some point.
I mean, this sounds harsh, but people die every day, man.
No,
it is what it is.
Yeah,
like if I got it and I died tomorrow, oh well. Like it is what it is. We have to carry on now because this lockdown is solving nothing. Because what happens is we all go into lockdown and people get excited when we're allowed to mingle again, and people just start mingling willy-nilly.
Yeah, it's just this.
Yeah.
It's just up and down.
So it's like, you know what? Throw them all together. Yeah. Survival of the illest, isn't it?
Straight up Illian.
That's what I'm on. Like, I'm tired of this nonsense, man.
Yeah, it's rubbish. It is. It's literally, you can't, there's no choice but just to go, like Germany did it, and obviously now they're in bad place. But you just have to do it anyway. You just have to do it.
But the system cannot sustain it. They are taking too much of the money that we're putting in. And what catches me is, okay, so you're getting furloughed, but that furloughed money is getting taxed anyway. So they're getting some of the money. It just don't make no sense anymore, man. Just say, you know what, guys, you know the rules. Wear your masks if you believe in it. There's a vaccine. If you want to take it, take the vaccine. You know, and just what's it? What do you call it now? Separation. What's the word? I forgot the word now. What they always tell us to do? Social distancing. Now, if you're
Separation.
if you're worried, then practice social distancing. End of. Now, it's entirely up to you, because when the flu was around, no one said, "Oh, you can't mingle with him, he's got flu." You just stayed away from that person, innit?
Yeah,
It's
no,
like-
you can do it. Yeah, exactly. You should. You can. It can work with social distancing.
Yeah.
I believe. Just stay away the fuck. You know.
Yeah.
Just stand back. You know, if you don't want to go to a shop, don't go to shop. Continue to shop online.
Exactly.
But the ones that want to go, it's up to them. Simple as. But
Exactly.
at least the shops can stay
Yeah.
open. You know.
Exactly, and then that's what it's just ridiculous what's going on there.
Can I just say something though about the mask wearing?
Go on,
Like, let me just say something, right? I want to big up the people who have got exemptions. And do you know what? This needs to be highlighted. The people that have got exemptions need to be bigged up, because the thing is that on a realness, right? I've heard from so many people that when they go into places and they've got the exemptions, they get so many looks, so many stares. They've had people swearing at them, shouting at them, saying you're not doing your
well,
bit,
basically,
kind of
they've lived the life of a black person. So what? I don't feel sorry for them. Like, I've been living this for like years. My mum's been living this for years. They've lived the life of a black person. Ooh, okay, you get shouted at. So what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
That's why.
Look at something different.
exactly.
But then that's why Black Lives Matter is so big right now, isn't it? Yeah. All the footballers taking a knee before the match. And do you know, it's when they take the knee and before the match, which I still think is dumb. The commentators, the way that they talk is like, you know, like they're hyping, like, yeah, this is going to be a good match, you know, and then
You know what?
they take the knee.
The best thing,
They're
Sky.
taking a knee for Black Lives Matter, and then just
So fake.
You know what?
It's quite embarrassing.
I'm going to walk back a few comments I said a couple of weeks ago on the pod. I like Micah Richards and Roy Keane's banter. I like that. I'm glad Micah Richards is there. But I'm also glad Alex Scott is now on Sky Sports. Now they're doing better. They're doing better, man.
She knows her football.
I don't care if she knows her football. I'm just glad she's there.
Sorry.
Alex Scott could talk about whatever she wants.
Bring the women back.
Okay, guys, we are on the Press Pause Network. This is Don't Get Offended. Tell them, Chris.
I'm Chris Samuels, Press Pause Network, and I am a God-fearing man, a servant of Elohim, an actor and producer and writer, director, I was about to say. I directed a couple of stuff back in the day, but I wouldn't call myself a director. But yeah, we're here.
Yep, I am Colin Palmer, aka Koj. I'm a chef by trade, also a DJ and radio host presenter. Yeah, just here to talk. I weren't here last week, and I'm here today. So yeah, let's get it on, man.
And yeah, my name's Ryan John-Baptiste, and I bring that fitness aspect to the show at the end of the show. And I just like to challenge different opinions and just to learn new things. It's all about learning new things, right? And debating it, because, you know, a lot can come from it.
And I'm John Alexander. I've got told a couple of weeks ago I don't introduce myself. But there's nothing to introduce. I'm John Alexander. That's just the end of it. So, with that said,
Just straight talking.
Yeah. Were there any comments from the last show? Any,
no, you know,
nothing?
it was pretty
Okay.
quiet.
We didn't get called no names this week.
No, a lot of people were quiet. One lady,
I'm sorry. Who called us coons?
some girl, she was like, "We're cooning because of the last." What did we say? On the
Caribbean
last?
thing.
We were talking about Caribbeans. But before we go to that,
Even
Last
I have a
week-
grab about that as well.
last week, listening back to the show, we didn't actually answer the Me Too topic. We went on to gender specific.
I thought that wasn't Me Too.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
I don't know anything about it, that's why.
wasn't. We was like, well,
Koj's
Colin
here.
Koj's here.
Yeah,
So you know what? We're going to tackle that topic.
The way how Ryan came out and said, "Okay, well, like tomorrow I'm a car," you know, I was gonna drink petrol. I was in stitches with that.
We tackled gender specifics. So right now, Me Too's it's not really a totally different element, but
What is it?
go on, Colin.
So really and truly, what you lot were talking about, all right, fair enough, you was going on a bit of a tangent. However, it's not that much of a tangent because it is still merged together. Like the hashtag Me Too thing, that whole started with Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein and all the other stuff, you know, all the mistreatment of women in Hollywood and whatnot. But my thing, I think what's happening now, which probably didn't get addressed last week was just I personally think masculinity has just been wiped off the face of the earth in the moment. I think people are actually trying to wither it away and try to make it actually dissolve. For example, LGBT. It's just you gotta be like the Philip Schofield of this earth for you to get on ITV. You gotta be gay, happy, proud, BLM, with all that other stuff.
He got away with a story as well.
You can't be a normal alpha male. And
that Philip, he got away. I don't know how he got away with that.
And he cheated on his wife, and he was seen as a hero.
Like, he's admitted it. He's admitted it.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good on you for admitting it on national TV.
Big up Philip Schofield, man.
Has anyone talked to his wife though? They interviewed her.
How is she?
She got paid, man. She got paid. She's all right. She's all right. Trust me. He probably gave her a good couple million and just said, "Look, sorry, innit."
Did he say sorry for cheating though?
Well, does it matter? She got a couple million, man. I'll accept anyone's apology for a couple million.
So they divorced, right? And that's how she got the money.
Yeah, I think it was a amicable divorce because at the end of the day, he's come out on national TV and said he's gay. Like, there's not a lot.
He got away with that, man.
The wedding, the marriage is dead now. Yeah. You know,
he's probably dead before he announced.
Yeah, but you know what? He was actually after that for a few months. He was still living in the house.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well, it's his house, isn't it? I mean, I don't see her making any money. At the end of the day, it's his house. I'm sorry. Like, gay or no gay, it's his house.
So yeah, carry on.
So really, I mean, there's a lot of hypocrisy with the Me Too movement. What are you laughing at?
Nothing, man.
Like, just to even take... Huh? Yeah. Look.
Walk the line.
Look, I'm walking this straight line because it wasn't addressed last week. Yeah,
you're doing a Chris on us now.
Trust me, I'm not taking out my Bible today. I just think the masculinity end of it is kind of being. I'm trying to be PG here.
Now, I get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
PG, no.
Because there's certain like, for instance, now. Carnival, for instance. Let's take Carnival. The way I used to carry on in Carnival, it could never happen now.
Arrested.
Right? I'd be in jail. But back then, girls were just loving it.
Yeah.
But now, if you took that John and put him in Carnival, well, whatever, like Carnival, this era, I'm in jail. Yeah. End of.
Yeah.
So you mean, you can't do certain things now these days? Is that what you mean?
There's certain things that you can't do, which could get away with back in the day, that can't get away with now.
Back in the day, but you're only talking about like, I don't know.
10 years?
Yeah, 12.
10, 15,
12,
something.
Yeah.
It's not that long ago, really. So a lot has changed quite quickly.
But but you know what is another big thing? It's a form of like accountability. I can't remember the lady's name, but the first lady who started up the whole Me Too movement, she was the one who actually said, Harvey Weinstein, you did this to me, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That same woman courted a 13-year-old boy, had sex with the boy when he was 15 and met him when he was 9. And she's never been brought to the fore. She's never been fired from her job. She's never been fired from any production or director debut or anything. So, but if a man does it, the worst person in the world. Scumbag.
You know what,
right? That.
Right. I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm
Is that
trying
what
to
Me
get
Too's
on.
about? Like,
That's the whole Me Too. Oh, it happened to me too. Same with the R. Kelly women and the Bill Cosby women.
Oh, I see.
The whole Me Too, like, happened to me too.
Oh, right, okay.
With that, I mean...
I'm trying to walk this straight. I don't want to get no complaints. But
when it happens to men, now, okay, that boy one, that's a bit deep. But like, when you get them stories about teachers and the kid's 15, 16.
I know where you're going with this.
I'm like...
I know where you're going with
this. Is it a complaint, really? I mean, my history teacher was Chung. And if she had moved to me... Is that his move even like the hip word anymore? What's the hip word? So because I got hit.
I think it must be the same thing.
I get hit when I used Chung the other day. I was you're old. Just like, all right.
Can I just say a big shout out to Miss Solomon? She was my
we're naming
my French teacher.
Wait, what are we naming?
I'm naming.
All right, Miss D. What are you saying?
Well, when's the last time you searched her?
Yeah, we better get on that Instagram.
No searching, man. The past is the past.
Yeah. Facebook.
It's a good idea. But her name's probably not even Miss Solomon anymore. So yeah, she must have got married. I'll tell you that.
But I'm like for me, that's not really an issue. I know there's gonna be a lot of males that, it is an issue, but those are the millennials, the 80s babies. We don't care. We're on it.
Of course, yeah.
We are on it.
100%. I would have loved for Miss Solomon to just like be like, Chris, detention just for you.
I used to get detention with Miss D, knowing that it was just her in the class.
Did you ever try like?
I just, at the end of the day, it was one of the ones where you just try to give her the eye and think, is it working? I don't know. My magneto powers, is it going on? What's going on here, man? Nothing.
I do remember,
Dead.
right? Remember we was in college. Like it must have been. I went on a French trip.
Yeah.
Went a trip to France. It was a business studies trip, and
Where was I?
no, this was I think the year you left.
I didn't leave you.
You left me, man. You left
You know
me.
what? No, I didn't leave you.
did.
I said to you, come to where I was going. You said, no, you're not leaving.
Yeah, but I didn't think you were serious.
And I left.
I didn't think you were serious.
Where did you go?
I went to East Ham College.
Oh, and you stayed at
And he
Redbridge.
stayed at Redbridge, yeah.
I didn't think you were serious. I was like, bro, where are you?
I'm at East Ham.
Man's left. So
So I missed you then.
Yeah, you just missed me.
yeah, because you came that
came
year.
that year.
And he was running the corridors at that times.
Never in class.
He took my spot, man.
So, all right, so we went to this trip to France and that, and I remember, madness was going on. It was like Euro Disney. Like Euro Disney's got nice hotels and that, right? So madness was going on. I was hopping to different rooms because there was certain girls about and that. And then there was this rumor that came out Chris slept with a teacher and that. And this teacher, I have to say,
Which one was it though, man?
do you remember? Shall I say names? I
Nah,
think you
'cause
remember. Remember? Wait.
Yeah.
She was off.
Yeah, she was. She was. That was another one, but then there was other girls there as well.
So, all right, for copyright reasons, I ain't gonna say the name and everything.
They probably heard you. These mics pick up everything. Right?
Mike definitely that.
So
I heard it in here.
So she must have come out of a room, and I think I came out of a room at the same time. It kind of looked like we came out of the same room. And then afterwards, she was pregnant, and there was rumors going about like that it was me.
So what? You trying to break some news on the network?
No,
right?
listen.
Press pause now. Press pause right now.
Listen. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That sounds like someone.
But I would have loved to have.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I would have loved to have been like, yeah, that was me, but it couldn't have been me, man.
Where'd that rumor come from? Where do you think it? Where do you think it derived from?
You did
Because
nothing to
I
stick
did something else.
What's that?
I did something else on that trip.
okay.
So, you know.
So basically, what you done, would it in this era now, would that classed as being a bit?
Well, it would have been forbidden. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, oh
see?
my gosh, she probably would have got arrested. Do you know what I mean? Or someone would have posted up on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Do we think this era is too sensitive?
Yes. Yes. 100%.
That's where it comes from.
100%. Too much.
But
It's bad.
I mean, are we talking in the sense of conversation in terms of everything?
Yeah,
Everything.
I mean, you got to think about it. Back in the day, you could beat children, right?
Well, you could discipline.
Allegedly.
But I mean, back in the day, I'm talking about like 50s.
The way he said beat them, you know. Damn.
No, I'm just talking about like 50s.
Pots and pans,
Yeah.
frying pans.
No,
branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, switches.
But on a serious note, like
Yeah.
1940s, 50s,
Yeah.
60s, they used to do it at school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So this is what I'm talking about. Now, as time goes on, you can't do these things.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, from beating a kid to not beating a kid to now not being able to say something to now to then being able to say something to now not being able to say something. It just gets more sensitive as the years go by. It's history. History shows how it's going to go.
It's so bad, right? That you can't even take your child out with a mark on their face without getting scrutinized. I remember taking my daughter to a doctor, and she scratched her just underneath her eye. She scratched it, and the doctor said, how did she get that on I said, well, she scratched her eye. Oh, is it? Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Nah, man, this is my child.
Have you had the other one where you get the
no way, this is my child, man. I ain't gonna do that.
What's it? The is it the midwife? They come over when your woman's pregnant and or after she's had the baby. And I remember one time she came round and the woman was like, I had to leave the room. And then she whispered to my wife like, is everything okay? So my wife's like looking, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I have to answer.
She my wife started laughing at her. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, because some women, they're in domestic abuse relationship. No. John doesn't do that kind of thing, but that's the thing.
Because it happens. Because
it does happen.
They in their criteria, these are the questions they have to ask.
Yeah.
Because it happens.
It's a bit over the top.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess what happens, I think as time goes by, certain things come up.
Yeah.
So when it comes up, they now have to look at it and try and address it. Yeah. And obviously normal people, I won't say normal people, but people that abide by, the rules kind of thing, it affects us because certain things we can't say now because of this and because of that.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of men who has done all types of madness to women who rightly, deservedly should be in jail. R. Kelly's, the Harvey Weinsteins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Me Too movement haven't done.
Well, with the R. Kelly,
good stuff.
I do think the parents as well.
Oh, 100%.
Just because.
Yeah. But just for the argument's sake, just for this topic, I do think that it has done some good, but it has actually opened up Pandora's box for an opportunity for opportunism.
Yeah.
Like there was this, I can't remember the guy's name. He's a comedian in Hollywood. He basically went out with this girl. They got drunk, had a great time. They went back home. They had sex. She woke up next morning, says, "Oh, you know what? What am I doing with this guy?" Then she reported him to say that he raped her. That's
why you should never ever have sex with a drunken woman. Period.
Right, exactly. Like
because their movements there, you don't know.
It's mad. It's like the whole thing of consent. It's just juggled around so willy nilly, and everyone's super duper overly sensitized to things where a woman will be like consoled, but like a guy, they're just set to like a different standard to what they are. Yeah, that's my gripe about the Me Too movement. Not the actual formula to how it works or what you was talking about. Like being a car. You know what I mean?
Right.
I totally get that. Even with that whole thing, that's all crazy. With what Piers Morgan said about being like a two-spirit penguin.
Yep.
there's that one as well. It's actually a true thing. People are now pansexual, two-spirit. You can't even have a debate to say why. Explain to me why. You just be seen as a bigot, and they'll come and they'll just come for your job, come for your money, sabotage you online. It's horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's crazy stuff, man.
I think one of the things is that a lot of the time, it doesn't matter what the agendas are. There's always people to manipulate that situation and take advantage of it. I mean, every situation you can probably think of, there's a manipulation for it, and unfortunately, that's probably what's happened on this case, where we're sensitizing everything. We can't even talk about G anymore.
Why not?
You're not allowed to talk about it.
Who said?
Like in a negative way.
G.
Nah. G.
Yeah. That.
Oh.
See, I censored myself.
But it's not. No, but the thing is, I don't think it's a negative way. It's just your opinions about it, and then we can debate that.
No. It's not that. It's to the point where people have put on videos online, which are telling you the negatives about it, which are the bad points, and those videos have disappeared. They've been wiped out.
I mean, the thing is, with anything, there's good
There's
and bad,
positive
right?
and negatives, with
so
everything.
That's wrong for him to
No,
leave that,
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's something to hide, then or there's nothing
Keep
to
it
hide,
on
then
there.
just keep it there. But
Yeah,
if you're trying to hide it, then
Yeah.
you know it's crazy. But it is what it is, I guess. You know.
So I think with that whole question where I was saying about, you know, does the Me Too movement affect boys becoming men? The new boys growing up now, with everything that's happened now, I mean, look, we're all 80s babies. We know how to conduct ourselves. We all come from a different era. But the boys of today, like the 13, 15-year-olds growing up into men, yeah, I think this whole thing is actually going to affect them.
I like to refer to them. I mean, I remember one time I was out and I was in a coffee shop, and there was this boy. He was in the coffee shop with his mates, and he clearly liked this girl. Now, me, when I was younger, you just go and talk to the girl, innit? That's it. You just
long thing.
You just pull them up.
No long
Hey,
thing.
come here. Excuse me, gorgeous. Come here. That's it.
Don't even think about it.
I remember that line.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that line. Excuse me, gorgeous.
Excuse me, gorgeous.
Oh gosh, I just went back 20 years. Excuse me,
But
gorgeous.
he wouldn't do it. So like I was waiting in the queue, and I said to him, "I asked him, you like that girl, innit?" Like, yeah. So why you go talk to her? Sorry. No, I can't do that. Why? I'll pay for your food. You go and talk. It's like $5. I'll pay for it. It's not a problem. Go and talk to her. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. Why? And I couldn't understand.
I just DM her.
Because the thing is, eventually you're gonna have to talk to her. You can DM her all you want and get her digits and text, but eventually there is going to have to be a one-to-one without electronics conversation. So why not start now?
Is that why, like, so many, like, I see so many dates, right? Especially me and my missus when we go out sometimes with couples that are just together and they're not even talking to each other. They're not even talking
because they don't know how.
and it's just ridiculous.
But
like,
that's the norm. See, we're saying all of this, but you got to remember they don't know any different. They were born in the internet era. We was born outside of it.
Yeah.
So for us, we think they're weird, and to them, they think we're weird. So it's never, that question is kind of really aimed at us, because for them, if you're born in something, you don't know no better.
Yeah, it is what
You
it is.
don't.
Like, you could be at a table and just be doing this. When the food comes, you eat.
Yeah,
Take a few
that's
selfies.
the norm. Yeah, it's the norm.
do you know? I just had a flashback of when one time when I was working years ago, and I got one girl's number, and I was working like with some of my staff. They were a lot younger. And they was celebrating with me, like, oh, you got the number! Oh my gosh, I can't believe you got the number. I'm like, yeah.
This is what we do
Like-
daily.
Like, if she said no, I would have asked someone else.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I remember
It's the
back
numbers
in the
game.
day.
Numbers game.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day when I went carnival with my mate. You remember Ian?
Yeah.
And I think it was the girl. She said she liked one of us because he must try to talk, and he just passed her off. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You just like, all right, there's my friend John.
Listen,
She likes you.
there's been
Boom.
many times
That's
when
it.
man's had to give up a girl.
To your brethren.
Yeah.
That's it. It's nothing.
It's a numbers game.
Do you know what I mean?
It is
I'm not
nothing.
going to lose no sleep
This
over
is
it.
It is absolutely nothing. And that's the problem with today. It's like, you know, for us to behave like that now, wow. The game would be classed of all kinds of, you know, would be called all kinds of name under the sun. We're disgusting human beings. No, that was the way it was.
Baggish.
You know what I mean? That was the way it was. We go outside Chakadera, what? Leicester Square, I'm there. What?
That was the spot. That was the spot.
I got Premier League talent there, man.
That was the spot. I remember there was a girl that's quite mad on one evening. What a spot.
All right, we're gonna move on because we're gonna get ourselves in trouble, man, at some point.
I think you're already in trouble.
I know I am. What's my miss to listen to this? What? All right, so while we're on the subject of women, this is one that we got. So I can't even do this. Why do average women aim for top tier men?
Oh wow.
Average.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're here.
Oh wow.
We're here.
Whose topic is that?
That was Colin, so
Wow. You talk, man.
I spoke on the last one.
we was recapping on last week's
On the last one.
Check him looking in the camera.
Man didn't even want this one, you know.
My gosh, like you.
Why did you say it then?
No, because look, listen.
Wait,
let me give some context.
So just before you start, top tier, what does that mean? As in like rich or?
Six-figure man.
Well, six-figure man, or
Oh, okay.
a man that's a man that's doing well for himself.
I
yeah,
get that.
Now, obviously, I mean, I took that as in there are brackets. Let's face facts. There is a bracket, and the problem is, it's like with girls, they have it a little bit harder than men. Now, what I say by that is, we've all seen the guy with the chungiest girl on road, and you look at this guy, you're like, how? This doesn't, with all the algebra in the world, it doesn't add up.
Yeah.
As to how you got there.
I think a couple of times I've tried to move to that girl
Oh,
back in the day.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's no point, man. There's no point. You could be her best type. Like you could be her type, like to the T.
Yeah.
If she's rather that side, like in regard to like wealth,
You
doesn't matter.
Yeah. You lose. So go on, Colin, elaborate.
All right, so let me give some context to this. So there's a YouTuber called Kevin Samuels. Yeah, I put the video in the group for
Yeah.
you to watch it. And basically, this girl called up and she was trying to get advice about a particular subject. She called up on the wrong specific day because even though he's a YouTuber, he's also a businessman. So if you want to actually get any mentoring from him, you have to pay for his services, you know? So if you have a business, you know, Ryan,
Yeah.
you're not just going to give like free meal prep, whatever else.
No.
For
I
free.
can give advice and guidance, but that's about it.
Yeah, but if they want like 20, 30 minutes of your time,
No, it's time. Yeah,
it's time is money, isn't it?
exactly. Yeah.
That was the biggest gripe of it. So he was like, you know what, I'm gonna use this as a teaching lesson. I'll take a call now, but from now on you have to pay for my services beforehand. And so she was basically saying, oh, she can't get guys, you know, she was basically saying about how she dates down.
Right.
Now that struck alarm bells for me already. How is a woman gonna say that she dates down?
What does that mean?
Dating. So basically, she's trying to say that for the past 3 years, she owns like a dog grooming company, and she makes 6 figures a year. Just previously over the past 2 or 3 years, so she now thinks that she's now entitled, that self-entitlement thing, to date someone who is 6 figures or more. She doesn't want to date anyone who's literally below, like
Right.
like a 25K a year job,
okay.
50K a year job. That doesn't work for her. She's been trying to do that, and she's getting nowhere because they basically want to help her with her business, whatever else. But you see the girl, and bro, look, average is 5, right?
Wait, it depends already. It depends.
and I know.
Depends who you're asking.
Well, see, this is the thing. See, this is the thing. All of that, yeah, is all subjective. But from 1 to 10, you know, just for
just for argument's
just
sake,
for the argument's
straight
sake,
down the line.
You're basically calling it a 5 is average kind of thing. This girl looked like, what does she look like, John?
Oh, why are you asking me, man?
Because you will give it straight. You will give it straight.
Look,
Yeah, man, you got to live up to that name, man.
Like a sea donkey that came out the club.
She's a 4 at best.
At best, right?
Yeah, at
So
best.
she's not that good looking then.
I wouldn't say that.
Not, but again,
Subjective.
yeah,
Subjective.
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
But to the majority, maybe on the lower side. Okay.
So so the gripe that he had with this is like, you want a top tier men. There's only 10, and again, you know, they're in America. I'm not sure what the figure is in the UK, but in America, it's like 10% of the country is in that bracket type of thing. So they're basically saying, look, you want a top tier guy, but you're only going about what you want, not what they want. And you're average. You look average looking at best. What are you bringing to the table for what they want, kind of thing?
Right.
So it's like, He's basically, all right, fair enough. He got a lot of heat for this. He's basically saying about how like black women always want like top tier men. They want self-entitled things or whatever else.
The thing is, when watching that video, what I took from that was she has very low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, you're earning 6-figure salary. No one ain't telling me nothing. You're doing something right in life, right? You got your own business. If you need a man to vindicate you for that, then your self-esteem is low.
Borderline.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't need no one to do that. So at the end of the day now, it comes down to a case of, you know, she might be looking a certain type of man. Now, if she's looking a certain type of man and that man thinks she's a 4, she might need to lower. I mean, people say you shouldn't lower your expectations, but I'm saying lower your expectations in terms of looks, because you can get an ugly man that will earn 6-7 figures. It don't matter. But you have to be realistic in this situation. And I think he was rude because he could have handled it.
He was harsh.
He could have handled her a bit better. But he didn't. He just tore her apart and she sat on there for a good 30 minutes.
He called her a broad.
Letting him just berate her.
But you know what it was? I think he was more wound up with the fact that, look, this is disagreement day. You're calling me for a disagreement about something that I've been speaking about in my podcast for the past few days. You're calling to bypass that so that you don't have to pay me my dues, and you want me to mentor you and give you advice where you could pay for it. That's where his gripe was.
But then it went into a bit. There's a gripe, and what he should have done at that point was after highlighting that, put the phone down.
He should have locked the call off. Yeah.
But he then decided, oh, well, you're on it now. I'm just gonna tear you apart. That's where he was wrong. But in response to this question, I do think for women it's harder. Because, like I said, men, you do see a certain type of man with a certain type of girl. You're just like, how? Whereas women, she's in a different predicament where she's the top earner now. So now she's looking for someone in that bracket, but someone in that bracket is looking for someone upper tier. Because she's not upper tier when you look at her. She's not. Right? And this is the thing. A lot of people say, oh, you know, relationships or girlfriend are not based on... They are based on looks, right? Your first impression on someone is how they look at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if I'm me and I'm walking in Leicester Square, let's say, and I'm single and I looked at her, I would not have hollered nothing. I would have just done this.
Kept it moving.
That's what I would have done. I would have said nothing to her, you know. But there has to be some. I don't know. I just felt to be honest, watching that video was painful. I thought it was painful because I just thought she was. Just the self-esteem was low to even, especially to ask another man like, "Look, I got my 6-figure salary. Why can't I get this?"
But you know what was mad? Like most of the responses from that video was from women literally bigging up Mr. Samuels.
Yeah,
they were saying, you know what? Yes, he's harsh, he's raw, but you know what? Woman, you're delusional. You're self-entitled. Yes, you got this money, but then you're saying dating down. How are you looking at a guy and looking down at him saying that you're dating down? This guy is actually trying to give you advice. And, you know, when it comes to top tier guys, you know, basically in that bracket, they've got options. And the thing is, she was carrying baggage. She had a 13-year-old kid. She had a sketchy baby dad. You know, the guy's not in the life.
Yeah, I mean,
so she kind of had a lot of baggage around her with that. Which when you do say it out loud, it you can't see a top tier guy thinking, yeah, that's the chick I want. Bring that over to me. You're not hard. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen.
See, for me, this is where I'm a little bit shallow. I don't mind the baggage because at the end of the day, you can deal with that. At the end of the day, if it's not your kid, it's not my kid, innit?
Exactly.
I'm not going to deal with it the way I'll deal with my own kids. But like I said, for me, first impressions is the best. And if you walk past me on the street and I look at you and they look how she looks, you know, and that's nothing bad on her. People look, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, basically. So there might be someone out there that likes her, but she's gonna have to understand it's not going to be the tear she's looking for.
But as well, when people meet each other, they meet each other in different ways.
Yes.
So it might not be like walking down the street, you know.
Yeah.
Especially these days, right? You know what I mean?
It's Tinder, innit?
Yeah. So, but I mean, people have like, you know, business parties, or you just work with someone and you get to know them without even wanting anything. But
Yeah.
you kind of then like them as a person rather than like them as through looks. So she could meet someone in that way, you know what I mean? So I think there's quite a few different ways of meeting someone. But yeah. I didn't see the video, so I can't really talk too much on that.
Yeah, I didn't see the video either,
Yeah.
but to me, it just sounds like she doesn't love herself.
Yeah, it's literally low self-esteem.
And the first thing first, like you have to love yourself, and you have to be able to, especially if you're in a relationship, you have to remain single. And I don't mean single as in like you know, separated, you're not together. I'm talking about you have to be single within yourself enough to love yourself, to know who you are, to know what you want, so that you can give that love to that person.
Yeah, if you don't love yourself, you can't be in a relationship with anyone, because that person will require love as well. But you need to be able to love yourself first.
She should also pick up a Bible as well.
There is that.
So and learn that self-love as well. That she needs to pick it up. You know, what's her number? I can tell her.
Since that interview, she's had pure interviews, man. So you know, you can try and find her on YouTube, I think, or Instagram.
Right. Well, you know what? We're gonna done it there with that one. We're gonna go straight into another one. When is it the right time to introduce your child to a new partner?
Yeah, good question. I watched a movie on it. Yes, was it 2 years ago? What was it called? It was Holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday. You seen it?
No.
Oh.
It's a black comedy, isn't it? Not.
Yeah.
Last holiday.
Is it Last Holiday? No, Holiday. The Holiday.
The Holiday. Yeah, I've seen The Holiday. Yeah.
With the English actress.
Oh no, it's not the same film.
And what's her name? Is it Michelle Pfeiffer? Not
Best
Michelle
Man
Pfeiffer. Is
Holiday.
it Michelle Pfeiffer?
The blonde hair one.
Yeah.
Michelle. Yeah, I think it's Michelle.
They swap houses basically.
Yeah.
They swapped houses. So basically, I didn't know if you had this. You got websites where you can like exchange houses, but go on holiday in that country.
Yeah.
So they swap houses, and basically, one of the women met a guy in England, and he didn't basically tell her that he had two daughters until about, I don't know, a few weeks into the relationship. And his reasoning behind it was he doesn't want to introduce anyone new, just in case he wasn't sure about this, you know, the relationship, and because he doesn't want to be introducing new people.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz. Yeah. Watch it's great.
It's a good film.
It's a good film. Yeah, The Holiday. Yeah. You can tell I've been watching movies, right? But actually, I actually like watching movies. I don't do it often enough. But anyway, so his thing was like, I don't like. She was like, "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" Blah 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 blah. And he was like, "To be honest, I don't want to introduce new people to my two daughters, and not working, and then having to introduce another one. And that was his that was his reason behind it. And I can understand that as well, you know. So I back that decision.
Yeah,
that you should wait a little bit just in case. You know, I mean, as soon as you start seeing it getting a little bit serious, because you've obviously wanted it to get to that stage, then that's when you maybe should share that bit of information.
Yeah.
Some people might say, "Oh yeah, I'd like to tell them straight away." It just depends on the conversation and probably how you met them. I think as well at the same time. I mean, like I was watching First Dates the other day on TV, right? Which is a program. If you're watching abroad, this is a program that you just meet in a restaurant. They match you up, and you just sit down in a restaurant and talk. Some people tell them straight away, "I got this kids, I got that kids." You know, I don't see that's not wrong either. I don't think there's no right or wrong. I think it depends on how you feel, or maybe what you've experienced in the past. So, like, if you've had a relationship with someone and for like a month, 4 weeks, and then you introduce them to your kids, and then you know you've met them and you've done this, you've done that, and then you know it's then gone the other way, and you've experienced that, then yes, you're going to be a little bit
apprehensive
of doing it all over again.
Yeah,
so I can understand that.
But then one thing, if someone doesn't say that they've got a child and everything, wouldn't it be a bit more like, as things move on, you become more anxious to tell them, and then there'll be probably days when you want to say something, and then you can't say it because you don't feel it's the right time to say it, or you don't know what the reaction's going to be. Because I just had a flashback of when I told a girl that I was older than what I was, and then things were moving along, and then I was thinking, I should have just said my actual age.
I mean, I don't think there's any right or wrong with it.
I personally, when I was dating after the mother of my firstborn, I tell girls straight off. But what I'd do is, I'd be like, look, I've got a little girl.
Do it that way, yeah.
And basically, it's like, you won't be able to see me on these weekends. And the crazy thing is, it backfired on me because it made me more appealing, because I was willing to look after my child, even though I wasn't in a relationship with them. And I never ever slagged the mother of my child off. Never. So for them, one girl actually said, do you lot actually get along? Yeah, because I've never hear you say anything back. Why am I going to do that? And it's a thing of, I think, be real, be straight up, and understand that, look, you're not going to see me on XYZ, because for me, it will take at least minimum 6 months before you see my child, period.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Minimum. That's just me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other people, they might do it quicker. But for me personally, it's a 6 month thing. If you're around after 6 months,
then it's...
Yeah. I mean, I've had girls put pressure on me and say, after dating after a month, I don't like not seeing you. I don't like seeing you every other weekend. I want to see you every weekend. No. And we've broke up over it, because it's like, I'm like, nah, that's my child's time.
That's a red flag straight away anyway.
If you're demanding for my child, you want me to put you...
Red flag.
Yeah, see you later.
Rude. That's rude, man.
Yeah, I've had that. And the thing is, it's actually backfired.
Red card. You're off.
It's actually backfired on me, because, like I said, you become more appealing, because the problem is we have this stigma, especially black men, of not looking after our children. So when women find one that's dedicated to their child, even though they're not with the mother of their child, and they don't speak bad, like I've had many girls accuse me of me still being with my baby mum. It's like, no, I'm not with her. Even my wife, to an extent, and when we first got together, she was like, you two have a chemistry. Yeah, we've been separated for over 10 years. Relax. It's just like, it's just what it is. But I understand not everyone is like my setup, but if you're out there and you're thinking or whatever you're doing, my advice is still keep it separate up to the 6 month mark, then decide what you're going to do after that.
See, then even what you're saying, right, that's the stigma that's come with it. That's because everyone's got this whole thing of like, that black men can't, look after their kids. Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
And, when you're actually looking after your kids and you want to be there for your kids, these are things that are not even really highlighted, like out there. Like, there's no praise for it or anything like that.
The thing is, though,
obviously you're doing your job. Do you know what I mean?
This is my thing. It's like,
you're doing your job.
This is my thing. Yeah, it's like, this whole thing of we need to praise each other. Like, not only men, women as well. Oh, I'm looking after my kids, and was you not in the room when you was getting banged? Like, you need to take responsibility for that and look after the kid. You know what I mean? It's like, like I said this on a previous podcast. It's like, don't get me wrong, I love my Father's Day gifts, but at the end of the day, like, my children didn't ask to be here. So it is my responsibility to look after them, because I helped bring them into this world. They did not ask to be. So when the thing of us getting praised, fine, I'll take it. But it's not a demanding to me. It's one of these things where this is what I'm doing, my kid, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? And I just feel certain women, they need to look past that and stop thinking, because he looks after his kid, he's a great match. No. And then these girls later found out, I'm going to be completely honest here. These girls later find out I'm a bad guy in a few girl stories. It is what it is.
And you learn from your mistakes,
exactly.
Right? You learn from
That's
your
what
mistakes.
makes you who you are today.
Yeah,
Exactly.
If you didn't do that, you'd be doing it now, right?
Exactly.
So
It's better to do it when you're younger than older.
Yeah.
And mash it all up.
Raise hell and leave.
Do you know what? I still can't get over the fact that you actually broke up because you were looking after your
That's
child.
crazy.
Do you know? Because shouldn't that just be a thing where, like, you know what, like, if he's doing that with his child, just imagine what he's gonna do with my child. You know what I mean?
The problem is, now a lot of girls will
short term, they're all short term.
Yeah, and they'll slate me for this, but I'm gonna say it. When a girl falls for you, they want to be around you all the time. And if you turn around and say you can't have me these kind of days,
So they see it as like competition.
they either think you're cheating or you don't like them or you're up to something. No, in fact, I'm just sitting at home watching Teletubbies. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Right?
You got any name drops? Name drops? No name drops.
I like how you just
Don't get offended, right? This
Backgrounds, maybe.
No name
backgrounds.
drops. No.
What part of London?
area code.
North London.
on Everton, yeah.
North London was my stomping grounds, man. Everybody knows that.
Stoke
Man.
Newington.
That was Wood Green, man.
Good old Wood Green.
It's deep, man. It's deep. But you know, things happen. You know what I mean? And I just think my thing is 6 months was always my rule, because at the 6 month mark, you kind of know where the relationship's going. You understand whether that person is a good person, and you actually want that person around your kid. You get it.
Yeah.
That's my advice on it. If anyone's listening out there, but
Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. It's also the fact of like your child is your pride and joy,
yeah,
and the better part or the better version of yourself. The thing is with these kids, when they grow up, they're like sponges, man. If you have X, Y, and Z different girls around them all the time, and then they creep back to them.
well, this is it.
You know what
I mean, my eldest only thinks I've ever had 2 women in my life. It's great.
And you know what?
Well,
And you know what? That is perfect. That is perfect.
You know, well, when she listens to this, she'll know a bit more. You know what I mean?
You know what,
Whether
John?
she listens now or 10 years down the line.
You know what,
She'll
John? You know what, John? Even though I'm not controlling the actual controls, you should give yourself your flowers now. You know.
You know, yeah.
Give yourself your flowers.
It's madness. Nah, do you know what? I actually had an ex back in the day, and she had a daughter, and she told me straight away that she had a daughter.
Good.
And then, but we were seeing each other, and she didn't actually let me meet her daughter for probably around about 6 months, I'd probably say.
Good, man. She's a good parent.
And you know what? I was asking a lot. I think maybe 3 months, because at the beginning I was just like, yeah, that's cool, no problem. But then I was just like, I just started feeling a little bit
got
more.
You got clingy.
Yeah, no, I didn't get clingy. Get out of here, man. I didn't get clingy. Nah, I was just feeling a little bit more. So I just thought to myself, you know what? It's probably time that, that you introduce me to your daughter, kind of thing. And she was just like, yeah, well, when I'm ready, kind of thing. Like, I'm not ready. And I was thinking, oh, okay. And I think because I was younger, I probably didn't take that very well in my head. I didn't let her know that. But when I look back at it, I think, that was the right thing to do. Even when she did introduce me, she didn't introduce and say, this is my man, kind of thing. She was just like, this is a friend.
Yeah, that's how I was just like, this is X. Like,
yeah. And I thought that was really nice because looking back as well.
Was she older than you at the time?
Who, the ex?
Yeah.
No, she was a bit younger.
Oh, right,
she was a little bit younger, and that. But I just thought it was the right thing to do, and I think that's probably. I don't ever want to get to that kind of stage in my life at all. I'm happy, but if that was to happen, then yeah, I think one, it's got to be a long-term situation. So the relationship's got to be. I'll probably say 6 months at least. And then 2, got to go easy. Friendship, this is a friend. And I would have to wait and see if my children like this person, this new person. If they don't warm up to them, I'm sorry, but my kids come first. Yeah. That's it, end of.
Well, that I differ a little bit, because at the start, my wife and my eldest just didn't really gel with her. Her exact words were, I remember she put her on the horse and we're going around the track. And my daughter must have been about, 7?
So she's young.
So she went, if I tell my dad to dump you, you know he will.
Wow.
Is that what she said?
That's what she said.
Wow.
7.
And the thing is,
Where did she go to school?
she was in school in West Ham, Stratford.
Stratford area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was like, so obviously my wife comes back, at the time girlfriend, she comes back and she tells me later, because she was moody and I didn't understand why.
Yeah, she
So-
would be, wouldn't she?
She told me, she goes, I don't know how you're going to take this. So I said, right, okay. So then I went back and I spoke to her. I said to her, listen, like, you know what I mean? You can't really say that. Has she done anything wrong to you? No.
She's very young. isn't
So
she? Yeah.
what's the problem? So she's just like, I just don't feel like I like her. So I said, well, daddy kind of likes her. You're not going to dictate my life.
Especially at 7.
You know what I mean? Because I said, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? My exact words to her was, you're going to grow up. You're going to leave soon. Like, you know, you're going to grow into your own lady mind and you're going to do your own thing. Your dad has to have a life. So we'll work this out. We'll try again. I remember we went to Southend and she had a whale of a time because she got spoilt in the
As
end.
well, she's 7. You know what I mean? So,
But you got to look out for them triggers.
yeah.
But at the same time, do not let kids control you.
Can I take my statement back when I said my kids come first?
Yeah.
No, I actually like what you did. So I come first.
No, but the thing is,
No, it's true. Yeah, you have to come first.
Yeah.
Because if you're not looking after yourself, you can't look after your kids.
Yeah, I'm taking it back. I'll take it
the
back.
problem is, she'll do that with anyone. So let's say, I don't know, I didn't end up in my life, I with someone else, and she'll do that again.
Same
it's like,
thing.
I'm
Merry
never
go
going to
round.
settle
Doesn't
down.
matter who it is. Yeah.
And you're just giving her more power.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, well, dad listens to me.
Big trigger. You found you clocked that
Yeah.
quick,
So
because
I
that
was
would have
like-
that would have carried on,
Yeah.
and then she would have had more control over you.
That's it.
Yeah.
So for me,
Whip it out. Great.
I just said to her, if you have an issue, you tell me.
And after
we'll
that,
discuss
she probably
it.
dislike her. She probably liked her straight away.
Yeah. After that, it was
Yeah,
fine because
yeah.
we went Southend and she got spoilt galore, and I'm not a spoiling parent, so poor my wife didn't really like. She had it bad on both ends because obviously she went back and over tried, and because I don't spoil my child. It was annoying me a bit. It was like, why spoil her? Don't buy all these things. It's just like, stop it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there are things to look out for when you're going to do this. I mean, whoever's listening out, you're going to do this. But at the end of the day, if you're happy, your child will be happy. That's the bottom line.
At some point, yeah.
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 You know, and they have to understand that you have a life and you need to live it. It's as simple as that.
I like that.
It's only when you break it down into like a story like that, then you kind of understand it a little bit more, you know, because it's triggers. There's triggers there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what people fail to see, like triggers from their kids, and that's when they lose control.
Yes.
That's where they lose control because it's very subtle. You know, it's very subtle. You don't realize what can actually happen from a decision like that.
Yeah.
You know, and they lose control. That's it, and you're done. And you think to yourself,
How did I do this?
How did I do it? I'm not a bad parent, but it's something you've missed.
Yes.
Something you've missed.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, I think I was probably lucky because she's very much. She just talks. She's like she's a mini me. She just says it how it is. So for me, it was easy to identify. If that happened,
I've seen that one before.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do that here. I made that shit up. Yeah.
Whereas, let's say my middle child, Chloe, it's different. I think if anything was happening with me and my wife, and for some odd reason I started dating again, I wouldn't necessarily catch it because she's a bit more of a thinker and she's quiet with it. Whereas Aaliyah's just bang out, I don't like you. That's what she says. And it's just like you got to rein it in.
She has no filter.
Crazy.
That's the word, no filter. Yeah, that's it. Oh man. So, are we done with that topic, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, we're
So
gonna.
what? 6 months then is the
Six.
answer.
I think that's good advice.
Yeah, I mean,
you could go more, but that's a good average kind of half a year.
anything less, I think it's too early personally because you don't know that person really. You know, spend a bit of time with them on your own before you add an extra entity to it.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, and an extra entity that's gonna take up your time. It will. So it's down to you. So yeah, 6 months. We good with that?
Good. Yeah.
All right, man. All right, let's next one. In a relationship, is it right to carry on an argument once you've realised you are in the wrong? I know the answer to this already, man. I do it all the time.
No, I can't. I'm not going to go first. Chris.
I believe this is Chris's topic.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. That's all. I'm just throwing it out.
Oh, Susanna can't listen to this one.
Definitely.
I think it's hard. It's very, very hard to try and rein it in, especially like when you're having an argument and then you actually realize that you're wrong, and listen. I'll put it in there just to ask, innit? Do you know what I mean?
I'll lead with this one.
Just ask.
You see, I'm a bit of a madman because I'm one of these people that will be in a shower, and you've had the argument. And then, you found out, oh no, I could have said this. You're like, damn.
When you're just replaying.
You're like, oh, I could have got it there. I could have got it. I would have done the argument. But now, sometimes, there's been times where I know I've been wrong and I just carry on. Because I'm going to fall on my shield now, man. Fuck it. I'm just going to go.
So you're wrong.
It's like... The crazy thing is, I figure out I'm wrong midway in the argument.
Right.
But it depends what it is. If it's something minor, I'll just carry on. And sometimes if it's something, we don't really argue about anything crazy, but when it's something minor, I could be halfway through it, and then in my head, I'm doing the calculations of whatever she's actually right. But sometimes when she's right, the gloating is too much. Yeah. So I just carry on. I just think, no. And sometimes I convince her she's wrong. And then she goes away
So do you know what? Before you have an argument and you're gonna have an argument.
Yeah.
Do you ever
start prepping?
You play the argument in your head, so you think about how you're gonna start. Yeah. If she says this, I've got to say this.
I got it, man.
It's like you literally got to be like a boxer. You have to have a counter punch. You know what I mean? All the time.
Oh man, I tell you.
So I've done those ones where where it gets to the halfway point and it's gone exactly how I played it out in the head. I think, and then it just goes left from one point, and I think, and I just think to myself, do you know what? That's when, for me, normally, that's when I just starts flying out with everything. Do you know what I mean? My mouth just goes no holds barred. That's it. That's it. To the point where I know afterwards where I've done some damage because they say to me, do you really think you know
the line I use when they do that, I'll be like, well, if I was forced to say it, I'm not apologizing because I was forced to say it. I told you. I told you, don't push me, man. And in your head you're thinking, John, just stop, man. But you're like, no, I have to carry on. I'm gonna win this.
Win this one.
You just want someone to just say to you, look, stop.
I think she got me on one. I can't remember what it was. She got me though. And I remember I went into the shower afterwards and I had to replay the argument because she got me. I just couldn't come back from what she said. And then I had the answers after the argument. I was like, I felt like starting it again. I want to start this argument. I'm ready.
Replay.
But I think, I mean, Susanna does have a motto: we shouldn't go to sleep on an argument.
Nah, no way.
We should, and it's not all the time. It happens, but I'd say 99.9% of the time, we would sort it out before we go to bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you want to wake up new day, don't you, and just start again, kind of thing. So I don't think it's a good thing to go asleep on the argument.
Well, even like when you do go sleep on an argument, the sleep is horrible, man.
I sleep like a baby.
I don't like. It depends.
You know why I sleep like a baby? Because I think twice we've only gone to twice that I remember. She'll probably say, "Oh no, it's longer," but she'll even sleep in the other room. So I know I'm gonna sleep good because I ain't got no one next to me. I can just
Spread out like a star.
So, she gets up all like, oh, that's a good sleep.
I remember before my birthday, like I think the night before, I can't remember what the argument was about. I caused an argument before my birthday because she took like too long, like in the bath and that. And I was thinking like, like, you know, like why are you taking so long? Like blah 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 and this and the other. And I'm thinking like, I can't remember what the argument was. I just remember we went that night. We went to sleep. We weren't talking. And I just thought like this is just a crap birthday because we was in lockdown. Like I was just crap. This is crap. Like crap birthday, man. This is crap. I woke up in a mood. And then she was in a mood as well, and she was like, here. She played me the video, and I see like all you mans wishing me happy birthday.
Oh, you must have felt so rubbish, man.
She was editing.
Oh man. Oh, you must have felt.
I did.
Scumbag.
Wow.
I was like,
Yeah, man. She went into some effort.
Yeah, man. She's like, I did all of that for you. Oh, man. I was like, you know, them ones you have to say sorry, innit?
You have to.
You have to say sorry. And I don't like saying sorry. But I had to on that one.
You know what? Real question. You think, real question, man. Literally between men and women, do you think women are better at stringing along an argument longer than it needs to, or like cutting it halfway?
No, women are better at forming and constructing the art. Yeah, they are. They're better. They are 100% because with them,
I think men are just all over the place a little bit.
With them, it's emotion, but they remember things you forgot.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when you did this? I was sleeping. Just like, yeah, but it offended me. Huh? What are you talking about? I was asleep.
I think they say that what hurts a woman would kill a man. So like they're very like that's probably where the tacticals come from.
Yeah.
I remember going out with a Latino girl and she had an argument with me. Yeah. And I say she had the argument with me. Yeah. I didn't have the argument.
What would you do?
Now, she was messaging me and she was like, and I'm telling you, I left the phone and the messages were still coming. They were still coming and coming and coming and coming. And then she's like, then it was like, you're not saying anything. See, this is why, blah, blah, blah. blah. I'm like, wow, like, that was mad.
Did she apologize to herself after?
Was that Texas?
Yeah. Like, it started off verbally. And then, obviously, we
getting missed calls.
Yeah. Then I got bare missed calls.
How many missed calls? What's your record?
Bare missed calls.
Record missed calls.
I think I showed you my one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yours was yours was nuts.
I think I probably in one day, it had to have been about 50 calls.
Wow.
Yeah, in one day. And that was the one I dumped on Valentine's Day, you remember?
Yeah, but why'd you dump on Valentine's Day?
It was long, bruv.
Of all the days, can she even celebrate that day anymore?
It was long.
She can move on. She can move on.
You know what it was? No, I'll be honest. I couldn't give her what she wanted. She wanted complete commitment. I just wasn't ready. And it was like, if I keep stringing this along, it's just gonna be long. Now I could wait till Valentine's Day over and then break up with her a week later. Just do it now, innit? Rip the Band-Aid off and be done with it, innit? Just
but you couldn't wait an extra 24 hours.
nah. And also, I was working on another thing. I couldn't hold that one.
Wow. Whoa. I hope she ain't listening.
Nah, she ain't, man. She is, oh well, like, what? I'm married now, still, innit?
Do you know what? Back to the phone calls, the missed calls and that. Did the missed calls, did they turn into private
Yep.
calls?
Yes. Yeah, first the name.
I don't know. It's the same person.
No. It was name, then a different number, which would be their bridges that it's not in your phone, and then it will be private. You're just like, what?
I remember I think it was my banana phone at the time. I think
The Nokia.
5146.
No, the banana. Was it a Nokia?
Yeah, Nokia. Yeah.
slide
The
thing.
Matrix one. Yeah, the Matrix one.
Yeah, the slide down.
Yeah, it's the Matrix one, man. Do you remember when Matrix come out with the banana phone?
Yeah, banana. It was on. I had it on.
It's a
orange.
banana. It's a banana phone.
Banana
Nokia.
shape.
Yeah,
Shape.
banana phone.
I can't remember it.
Banana shape.
Can I just say this? What you know? They've actually brought that phone out again.
Really?
Yeah, and it's actually you say the actual color of a banana, yellow.
Oh no, this was black. I'll type it in now quickly. But yeah, so I remember seeing 132 missed calls, and that was in an hour. Wow. Yeah,
1
space of
hour.
an hour. Yeah, banana phone.
So there's
See,
60 minutes in an hour.
Yeah, it was like
she
back
was-
to back.
Bro, like
We're going back to back.
I remember that number as well, 132.
Do you know what? The batteries were better in them days, innit? They were holding it down, innit?
Yeah, look,
This
Apple would
was
have
ringing
turned off.
right out as well.
Yeah,
It weren't-
Apple would have
weren't
turned
getting-
off. Apple would have been like, nah, fam, I'm done.
Wait, hold on. So why didn't you answer it?
I can't remember that time.
You remember?
No, I actually can't remember. I just remember 132 calls.
And wait, how many of those turned into private numbers?
I don't know. I didn't even bother looking through it. It's just 132. That's all I didn't even bother like pressing it and looking. I can't remember if they listed it. I can't remember how the setup was on the phone, but I just remember 132.
And how many of those was also accompanied with texts?
To be honest, all I remember was 132 missed calls.
The Texas are the worst though.
Texts are probably were there. I can't remember that part.
Texas used to go from why are you not picking up
Yeah.
to I
probably
know
that.
you're there.
Yeah. Wait,
Why you're doing this? You're out of order. And then the last one I had, which was hilarious, I remember laughing at it. I hate you. Your heart is black.
Wow.
I haven't had that one.
I had that one.
I had a hate.
Wow. That's a lot, man.
The heart is black part. I never had that.
That's what I heard.
I ain't seen that one before.
All right, here's a question for you, right? Here's a question thrown at the whole room, right?
Alright, got
Want
it.
everyone to answer this, right?
Everyone has an answer.
Everyone has to answer this.
That's
question.
including the camera guy, Mussa. You got to answer
Everyone
it.
has to- So in a situation where you had the girls, they've what's it called? They've messaged you so many messages like that, or they've miscalled you so much, and they said that they hated you and blah blah blah, this and the other. But could you have got them back straight after?
Yeah, my game was strong. You know my game was strong. I could have got them back. My game was peak. Like I was Thierry Henry.
I think I did. I mean, so
I mean, you know, like if your rap is strong, you can't go wrong.
yeah. I mean, at the time, I guess you're younger at the time. You're both younger as well, so it's a lot. Yeah, I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot easier at that age.
All they want is that I'm fine, baby. And
No. I had the classic line. You'd just be like, because they're looking for an argument, right? So when you finally respond, it'll just be something along the lines of, "Really sorry, I missed your calls today. I was just a bit mad at you, and I didn't want to get on the phone and shout. So now I'm ready to talk." Then you wait a little bit. And then they'll text, "Oh, do you want to meet up?" Usually it was the pizza place in East Ham. Let's go meet up there. Get a pound pizza. You sit down, you chat. Next thing you know, they're at your house, and you got to do what you got to do. You lay to smack him down, man.
It was. You know what? Being young was
But you
such
know
a cycle.
the crazy thing is, right?
Yeah, just remember, this is when we was young.
Yeah, when we was younger. Yes.
young,
Right. But the
young.
crazy thing
Not
is,
now, not now.
the crazy thing is, right?
No
And
way.
this is where it's funny because even you lot, like a lot of my friends, my wife is so far removed from the girls I used to mess about with or hang about with. Like me talking about a pound pizza, she has no. She'll just be like, "There's a pizza that says a pound place, a piece of a pizza place with a pound. You should be eating there." That's what she'd say to me. Why are you eating there?
Are they still a pound? I've seen the shop. I drove past the other day. Is it still a pound?
don't know.
Oh, right.
I try not to get out of my car and I ain't anymore.
Yeah, I
We
just
used to
drive.
do that every Monday, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, after work, every Monday. It's £2.
It's £2.
Wow.
Right, inflation.
100% profit.
That's Brexit for you.
To be honest, those pizzas were nice.
They were.
It's still
£1.
worth it.
They were.
Big as well. Nice size.
Yeah, they were. I mean,
Toppings, nice toppings.
my missus wouldn't
You
eat
could
in
choose
places.
You could choose the toppings.
Yes. Yeah.
Free toppings.
Free.
Like,
Sound like you've had one recently.
I wish.
I'll tell you what, a funny story, right? This is how you know, like, my missus is Prip and Brommer. We got a new chicken shop that just opened down the road from where we live. And normally we go out on these walks. And I said, I'm quite hungry, so hot wings. So she was like, well, how you going to eat it? Well, I'll just eat it while I'm walking, innit? What? It's on road food. What's that? So like, we buy the food, and I said, just eat it while you're on road. The way I had to convince her it's okay to eat on road while you're just walking. Like, nah, dude, I'll go home with it. But she had no. The thing is, she had to do it when we went and got the burritos, because like. When we went to see Colin, I said to her, like, okay, so she's carrying it, and I've left Colin now, open up my burrito. She's looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm eating my burrito. You're going to have to learn to eat on road.
Eat on road.
Wow. She's acting like you're doing it like while it's driving or something. You know what I mean?
But she's so prim and proper, she just wouldn't do any of them things. So it's like, when I talk about things like this, she's probably, all she's thinking about is hygiene. That's all she's thinking. Like, why are you eating there? What? Why? It's £1. Go and pay £10.
Do you know what? Like, you just saying that, it's amazing, right? Because like, it's like, I feel like we've the women that we're with at the moment are far from any of the girls that we ever were with.
Well, yeah, I mean,
day.
100%.
Like,
But
That's why you
Far
learn.
from,
That's
yeah.
why you learn from
It's-
when you're younger.
And I say the women that we're with are far from the girls that we were.
But also, you grow. I mean, especially you grow as a man, and you grow, and you know what you want in a woman. Like the women you date or you link, they're just fast ass, as I like to call them. You know, they're not something you'd want to bring home to your mum, or something you want to set up a stable home or meet your child if you've got a child. You know what I mean? So I think we all chose right, to be honest with you. I don't see, anyone choosing anyone that's a bit, you know what I mean? We've done our bit and we've chose right, and, that's how I see it.
100% agreed, and I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with the decisions I've made in my life. Especially like the mistakes, the many mistakes that were made. Like back
We've
in the
all
day.
made mistakes, man, and that's the thing. I
And you'll
think,
continue to make
I think in this generation they don't like to own up to it, but mistakes make you who you are, man. Like, I've made plenty, and I embrace every last one. I wouldn't change anything.
No, I want more mistakes. I actually want more mistakes, because that's what makes you a better person.
Yeah.
You want it. You need it. That's, if you don't, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
You need to make mistakes to you don't want them, but you still need to make them.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
yeah.
100, man. Well, I think we are pretty much. We done. Do you want to do another topic?
Yeah, might as
Should we
well.
do one more? All right.
We've
Let's
still got quite a bit of time.
Let's find something. Let's find something.
This is the time I go to the toilet.
You know. You know what? Here we go. Side men or side chicks? When should it stop, Chris? Your topic.
That's his one, isn't it? That's typical. Typical.
Well, it depends on what, like, it depends on your age, really, I think.
I think the question is, are they necessary?
So, all right. So, what kind of settings is this in? I mean,
Give some context.
yeah.
Well, you know, there's people in the world that will have someone on the side, whether they're, you know, male or female, doesn't matter. You know, people have got those people on the side and all that. I think it's probably more of a thing of maybe age and maturity. So if you're, I don't know, if you're in your 20s, early 20s especially, and that, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I don't think anyone should have a side chick or a side man, but I think you're more inclined to make your mistakes when you're younger than when you get older.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a mistake though, is it? You know what you do.
I think you could have fun. I think you should.
Yeah.
You should have fun. I think that if you're in a relationship, you should be. You know, you should say that this is the relationship I'm in. I'm with you, and I'm not with anyone else. But at the same time, not at the same time. I think maturity levels. If you're not mature enough yet, I think you should be able to make those mistakes when you're younger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I the thing is, when I compared my life, say 24 to about 28, and I look back on it now, and then I'll be like, could I do that now? It's just tiring, man. I ain't got time for that. It's just the whining and moaning and like, I ain't got time for that, bro.
It's tiring because you went through it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it now, period. But
even if you got to now, right, then maybe you might want to explore it if you didn't do it.
Yeah, there is that. There is that, I suppose, yeah.
Which is probably why I say to like young, like I have like young staff, like, you know, like 19,
play the field,
19,
man.
20, this, that, and the other. And I say to them, look, listen, like, don't try and settle down early. You know,
I'm a strong advocate of that, though. I always say to youngsters, right, you don't need to settle down.
Nah.
There's plenty more fish in the shit. And you have yet to go abroad.
And you got time as well.
And when you go abroad...
What, to Puerto Rico or...
Well, I'm not naming any places, but when you go
Cuba.
abroad, you realise how easy it is. It's like...
Especially America.
What I find with British women, now this is across the board, I'm not talking black, white, whatever. I'm talking across the board. What I find with British women, you work a hell of a lot for the same result.
Yeah.
Whereas you go abroad... In America, let's say, for example, you just literally got to speak a few words. They love you because you're British. So you ain't got to try. You know, you go to other places, they're a bit more welcoming. They want to feed you, look after you, and da-da-da-da-da. In this country, it's pretty much, oh, what can you buy me? And when you're at that young age and you're like, I mean, I remember going out when I was younger and girls asking me, oh, what you going to buy? I'm going to buy you nothing, man. Like, I'll get you a pound pizza. That's about it.
I used to have this girl that used to just keep asking me for money, like as in like, oh, can you lend me £20?
Nah,
like just out of the blue, like not hello or anything. Can you lend me £20? Can you lend me £10? And I'll be like, I used to just be like, no, no. And then I just stopped saying anything, and I'll still get the messages still come every now and again. I'm thinking, wow, like, don't you have any self-pride in yourself, like to be asking for money like that all the time?
But that's how it's kind of been like that now in terms of, I know we touched upon it in the last couple of podcasts before. Now people are asking men to buy them £20,000 bags.
That's now changed now. So
I'm behind now.
So that was the Birkin bag. That was the guy from Migos. What's his name? Quavo. Yeah, and Shorty, some other girls with. She was the one who came and said, "Oh, if your guy don't buy a Birkin bag, throw him to the streets." He's now bought the girl a Bentley.
Well,
So
she might
now-
as well
so
throw
now-
me to the streets then, innit?
So now she's all saying about how, look, if your guy ain't getting you a Bentley, he ain't about shit.
Well,
I mean, it's everyone's
trash.
their own perception of life, I guess.
Right, it's proper dad, isn't it?
You know what I think?
But it's true, though, right? I mean, people like I don't know. Everyone. I mean, I guess that's what this makes this world go around. Everyone's different.
But the thing is, what happened to the idea of just either setting up your own business or working towards getting a really good job? What happened to that idea?
Yeah, but,
Why is it gone?
Yeah, but the first thing that these youngsters are seeing are these pop stars, these celebrities, like living this high life.
But they don't see them working hard. They actually work hard back behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They're not seeing that part. All they're seeing is the cars and
The
whatever.
results.
The results.
Yeah.
But these actually stars, whether you're an actor, singer, they put in graft.
Yes.
So much graft that you don't see.
Yep.
And that's what they're not
60,
showing.
70 hour weeks sometimes.
That's what they need to be showing.
Yeah.
Then you can show the results from hard work, but not just show the results and think, oh yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah, but that's what media want you to. So they don't want you. It's like it's like the iceberg. Like the whole iceberg effect. Like one basically like above the surface is one little ice and whatever, but underneath there's a hell of a lot of failure. There's a hell of a lot of ladders you have to step on. Loads of snakes and ladders through your lifetime. Loads of no's, very few yeses.
Yeah.
So it's that same iceberg effect. That's why people ain't really bothered about trying to do, set up a own business, or if they want to do it, they want like a
Something quick.
Yeah.
like
They haven't got the patience.
yeah. Patience? Nah, man.
Yeah.
Something quick just to get. That's why a lot of people are on the road doing drugs and whatnot. That's how it goes.
Well, I got into Choice FM when I was, I think, how old was I? Probably, 20 something, late 20s, I think I was. And I remember my voice broke, when I was about 15, 16. And I thought immediately, yeah, I'm going to be a radio presenter. People were saying, oh, we like your voice, blah, 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 this and the other. So I thought, all right, cool. I phoned up Choice FM and I said, I remember the conversation like it was yesterday. I phoned them up. I got through to this lady and I said, I want to be a radio presenter. And she said, listen, honey, I'm going to tell you the truth right now. Yeah, you're never going to be a radio presenter, and especially on Choice FM. I said, well, why? She said, you sound boring. I said, yeah, no, I don't know who it was. And she said, you sound like you got no personality. You just sound dry. Like your voice is great, but that's not what makes a presenter. So I put the phone down. I said a few cuss words and that when I put the phone down. It was my mum and dad's phone, so I couldn't break the phone or anything like that. so I had two ways I could have gone about that. I could have just been like, do you know what? F this. I ain't going to do this. I ain't got the voice for it. Or I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try and see what I need to do. So what I did, I started to listen to Trevor Nelson on, I think he was on BBC One back in the day. He had a show on Thursday nights. It's like a slow jam show. Then I used to listen to Jenny Francis. And I just used to listen to how they talk and how they present. And then I thought to myself, I need to have my own identity as well and put my own personality into it. So what I actually started to do, I actually started to vision. So when you're talking on radio, you have to give that visual to someone, like they're listening to they're watching the TV. So like whatever my character is, it's got to come out in my voice. I couldn't just rely on a voice to sound good.
So they can imagine what you look like.
100%, definitely. And then obviously we started on the radio station, community radio station. And then I think that's probably where we started to build our confidence up properly. And I started to do voiceovers for Kiss 100. And I thought to myself, I need to get on Choice. That's where I need to get on. I need to prove that woman wrong. So I ended up doing flyering for Choice. I got onto the street team, that's it. So I started doing the street team.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and these nights, I was at uni at the time as well. I would go to one of the raves.
Eros, innit? Yeah,
Eros. I'll go and flyering at the end and I wasn't getting paid for none of this. I was just doing it like just to try and get in. And then I think then we started doing cameos. Remember when we did cameos? The reason why we started doing cameos, she said, does anybody DJ? because I need a DJ to do the opening set. I said, yeah, I'll DJ. She, all right, good, all right, cool, thanks, Chris. It's like you do. I called Colin. I said, Colin,
is that how we got it?
Yeah. I said, you need to come down, bro. Like, we need to do this DJing thing, man. Like, I need you to be there. So yeah, so then that's when got into cameos. I started talking to Chris Phillips, got really, really close with him. And then and he started giving me advice. He started listening to us when we were on radio as well, just giving me tips. And then there was a community station that Choice FM were doing, and they were looking for volunteers, and you had to apply, and they were gonna, say yeah, you're in or you're not, and that. So then I applied, and I got rejected straight off. They just said, no, you didn't make it. I called up Chris Phillips. I said, Chris, listen, this I got rejected from this thing. Is there anything you can do? He's like, yeah, I know the person who's running it. So did that, got in contact. She did. She got me on to the community station, which I ended up doing. I did a show with Richard Blackwood. We did a show together, and he actually said, I was one of the funniest people that he's ever presented with, and he said, this is over Cat. Remember he had that show with Cat?
Yeah.
He said, you just gave me too much, and then
So
I
you
did
did the same studio setting as well?
Yeah, same studio
cool.
setting, and
Nice.
I did a show with Pandora, and then afterwards, the producers came up to me and said, "Listen, we want you to come onto Choice," which turned into Capital. And then when I got in there, I was on there for a short amount of time. I messed it all up, but that's a different story. Remember when I phoned you?
Yeah, I remember this.
Yep, I remember what you did.
What?
I remember what you did. Man tried to take Choice FM out.
No, allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But either way, the moral of the story was you had to work hard.
Worked hard.
Yeah,
worked.
man. Yeah.
And that was over what? That was over a good period of years.
Long time. You said it in 5 minutes, but that was a long time.
What my thing is, I think today's society, not everyone's gonna own a business, innit? Point blank period. You're not. Not everyone's gonna own a business, but you can go work for a decent company and get good money.
Listen, we are a business. We as people are a business on itself.
Yeah.
You're a brand. You're a brand. So whether you level up in someone else's business or you level up on your own, it doesn't matter. You're your own
Exactly.
brand, and you can accelerate.
And this is what
improve.
needs to be told to these kids.
But it's not going to happen overnight.
No.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You need a little bit of patience as well. You've
got to graft.
Yeah, and you have to be patient and just be consistent with it and live that life. Wherever visualize and live that life to get there. And the great thing about this life is that you're in control. Okay?
Yes.
It's a game. You're in control. You can do what you kind of want.
Yep.
Okay? As long as you're persistent with it. And that's one of the benefits and one of the gifts that we've been given is that you make your own choices.
Yeah.
Okay? So anyone listening, if you're young, even if you're old, it doesn't matter. If you want to change career and you want to do something that you haven't done or that you always wanted to do,
Go do it.
You can still do it.
Yeah.
Even if you're 60 and you're listening, of course you can. You still got probably, if you look after yourself, 25 years on this earth. It's a long time.
Saying that, Morgan Freeman made it as an actor at 60, innit?
Yeah.
There you go.
Because he's been old forever.
Yeah, so I'm thinking. He's always been old.
He's
right?
always been. I've never seen a young Morgan Freeman in my life.
And what does that show you?
Well,
Exactly.
I think he got his break. Was it Driving Miss Daisy? That was the film. That was a good film.
Yeah, I'm
A
driving
really good
I
film.
haven't even seen that, but yeah.
Old school film, yeah.
So that shows you, right?
And he was old in that. It was like I was young.
He's been old for ages.
You know what? In fact, I think he's the first black president on a movie cast. Deep Impact. Remember Deep Impact?
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
Don't talk about black presidents.
That's not good. That's for 2021.
It's true because the next pod will be next year, isn't it?
Saying that, yeah. I'm just about to look at the calendar.
But you know what? I actually do want to just echo what Ryan just said about having a business. I mean, I never thought I'd be able to actually run a business myself, but I think I just got the idea about burritos and wraps when we went to the Eden Project in Cornwall. I was thinking, you know what? I don't want to work for nobody no more. What can I get out there that's going to be quick and easy? And then, if then in front of me there was a kitchen where they were doing burritos. All of a sudden, I'm a heavy, big believer in this, the penny drop effect. Everyone in their life gets a penny drop effect. I know we're talking about side men and side gal or whatever else, but yeah, you go through all that when you're younger, but when the penny drop effect comes into it, you just throw that away and get on with like your proper life and try to figure out what's actually really important to you. You know? It's just I personally think the penny drop effect is one that doesn't get talked about, and everyone has one. So now I'm able to run a business. I brought burritos here for the guys. I'm opening the business again tomorrow live in Brentwood, and it's just getting stronger and stronger by then. But like Ryan said, I'm still learning. I'm still grinding with it. Even the field that I'm actually in right now, I actually worked for a restaurant prior to this, with the mindset of wanting to take what I've learned from working at this restaurant to use the operation formula to actually running my own thing. So trust me, it can be done. It can be done, and this is what should be taught to these youths. You know what I mean? Things like life skills and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't leave it to Barclays or NatWest or lawyers to be teaching your kids that. No, man. You should just actually take a genuine interest in it. Get off Shade Room, get off Bentleys and Birkin bags and sidemen and side guys.
Not everyone's gonna get that.
But
It's as simple as that.
It's the penny drop effect. It happens to everyone at some point in some context, one way or other, and that's how I leave it.
I don't know. I think just brushing up on that, or just following up from what you just said, I think in a way, I'm a big advocate of that. School should be teaching a completely different curriculum to what they're actually teaching, because the curriculum that they follow does set you up for failure, pretty much, in the long term. And but I think in doing so, I think for us, I think knowing what we know and going through what we learned in school and how we got to the level of thinking that we have now has in a way helped us, because we know that this is the wrong thing. Now I'm just doing my own work, my own research for myself, and then learning it myself, and then being, do you know what, actually this is what I should have learned, but this is what I'm going to stay away from, kind of thing, and this is how I'm going to go, and these are the people that I know to stay away from as well, and this is the direction where I want to go, and yeah, man, it's just one of them things. It's just like, what can you do? You just have to do what you need to do, innit? That kind of thing, like to self-educate, and also do the same for your kids as well. Just make sure that they're on the right track, and they understand how things are working and that, and what things that they need for their life skills, rather than just relying on just the schools, and keeping an eye on what the schools are teaching as well. One of them things.
Right. It's over to the old protein PowerPoint, bruv.
Yeah. Cool. Can I get one of them? All right, so this is Ryan's Fitness Lounge, sponsored by Protein Point, your local supplement store for all your goods and proteins and BCAAs and all the goodness, nutritional needs that you need. And you can also hit Protein Point up on the Instagram at Protein Point UK, and you'll find your local stores in London and East London and Essex. Ryan.
Yes.
I'll probably say, do you know what, right? This is probably a question I probably need to ask. I definitely need to ask, right? So back in the day, I would probably say that my chest was probably my biggest asset, like as in like, physique wise.
Yeah, you've always had a big chest.
Yeah. I always got told it, like, but like back, I felt it was more.
I remember them tight t-shirts back in the day.
I'm an XL now.
Yeah.
I still got one or two pictures, man.
Yeah, man. Don't worry about them pictures, man. You can press delete on those, and then go to the delete, and then delete it from there.
Delete the delete.
So I think my chest was probably more solid back then because I think what I did when I started going to the gym properly, I started obviously working on all the other parts like shoulders, arms, and that, and I thought to myself, you know what, like my chest is big anyway. I don't really need to work on it too much. Just touch it every now and again, kind of thing. And I think I've gone kind of backwards. I feel on my chest. So how do I get like it's not as solid as what it was before. So how do I get it more solid?
What was you doing before for when it was you training it a lot?
I think I just used to do a lot of press ups.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's probably what I did. I did a lot of press ups.
Right.
So
to be honest, when you're younger as well, like anyone listening to this, obviously things change and adapt a lot quicker when you're younger. Anyway, right? So you just doing press ups back in the day, you built some muscle.
Yeah.
Because your body is so much more responsive at that age. As you get older, things change a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was a deep
I'm learning, man. Learning new things about my body every day.
So it can, you probably can't just go and do press ups now and think, you're going to get a hell of a chest.
Yeah. Like I've tried to do, I try and do 100 press ups at least 5 days a week.
Oh, okay.
I try.
Yeah.
Not always successful,
Yeah.
but I try.
Yeah. So in regard to that, you're gonna, if you want it, and you obviously can't get to the gym these days, right?
Yeah.
Because you know why.
Tier 4.
Yeah, tier 4. Seem to be a tier 5. But because you can't get to the gym, you're gonna have to do those press ups these days.
Yeah.
You cannot just do I forgot. I'll do it tomorrow, and then you forget do it the following day. You have to, if you want something to grow, you have to work that area, whether it's press ups or any kind of movement on that particular area. You have to do it. As you get older, things become less responsive. You have to be on top of your food a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. So your carbs and your proteins need to be up there consistently, not just eating that there and ad hocly eating something 6 hours later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're missing out now. You need to be on top of these gains. Yeah. So in regards to that, your chest, you're gonna have to maybe say with the gyms open back up, maybe go back and do twice a week. One on a Monday, one on a Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Get back to just pressing. But what's going to happen once you start putting some weight through it, your chest will start to develop quite easy because you're putting weight through it, but also there's muscle memory and your body's going to understand. Like your chest is a bigger muscle group compared to other areas, so it's gonna react. Yeah. But just for press ups, it probably ain't gonna do the job.
Nah.
And it gets a bit tiresome just to do push ups every day. It's just boring.
Yeah.
So obviously going to the gym and doing different things keeps it more creative, have more variety, and you've got more targets to kind of I want to full stack it, or I want to put 3 plates on. You have a little bit more creativity and a bit more like challenges with yourself and maybe your training partner. So just wait for the gym to open, man. But in hindsight, as you get older, things slow down. Yeah. That means you have to stay on top of something else. So the food has to be a little bit more creative compared to when you're young. You can eat whatever you want and you're still decent, So, there you go. Yeah. So, the gyms need to open. We need to go back to at least tier 3, I guess. Is it tier 3? Yeah, for the gym to open. Or if you know someone that's got some equipment, then even if you just got dumbbells and you lay on the floor with your back on the floor, you can still press on the floor. Yeah, they're called floor presses. Yeah. So you can still do that if you've got a good set of dumbbells or even a barbell.
What sort of weight you look?
Well, it depends on your strength, but I mean anywhere between 20 and 40 kg, you can decent weight.
See, I've got 20
dumbbells.
I want bigger.
20 kgs.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 20 kg dumbbells.
Yeah.
So you could do flies from the floor.
From the floor, yeah.
Yeah. That'll do it. Floor.
Okay,
Yeah.
Never
Floors,
think of that.
or just twisted presses from the floor.
Oh yeah.
A lot harder. So you could start from here and go all the way around.
Okay.
And those are a lot harder because you've got a lower weight.
Yeah.
You know, it takes less weight to engage.
I've done the holding them together.
Yeah,
that
so
one
the
there.
so like a inner press.
Yeah.
That's decent with 20s.
Yeah.
But you know, as you get stronger with that, it's just going to be
just,
reps.
Yeah. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
But
do
slow it
anything.
down. Slow the reps
Okay,
down. So
yeah.
like go like 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down. Trust me, by the time you get to 20 reps, you're done. You know.
Okay.
So if you haven't got slow things down. I might have mentioned this before. Slow the tempo down.
Yeah.
If you want to create, because it's all about, like, in the end of the day, to grow muscle, all you need is blood in the muscle.
Yeah.
Whether you do it with high reps or heavy weight. Some people respond better to different things, so you have to work that out. But in the end of the day, it's all about blood volume, getting blood to rush into that area, because you're doing damage. So it needs oxygen to continue to press. So that's why you get that blood pump, right? When they're damaged, then you eat to repair. It's simple as that. So in the end of the day, all you need to do is get that pump in that area, whether it's your chest, shoulders, whatever, and then you know you've done some kind of damage to it, because that's what you want. You want damage, right? But you might not respond to that. You might respond to heavyweight. I don't know. Do you respond better to heavy or high reps?
Yeah, I think probably more heavyweight. I'll respond to more.
Okay, you're going to do a lot better in the gym.
Actually, resistance bands has shown me that I respond more to heavyweight.
Right, okay, there you go.
Because my body just went. It was all right for the first 2 weeks.
Start off,
and then it just went backwards. Like,
so you needed something. Like, again, any change is good, but because once you got to like 3-4 weeks, it started to just go downhill, like you said. So you just need heavyweight, because you've probably always progressed with heavier weight, right?
Yeah.
So you just need tier 3, buddy.
Okay.
But that not being said, still try and stay active.
Yeah.
Press ups is better than doing nothing, right?
So I'll probably just increase the press ups to maybe 200.
Yeah, do different variations as well. Like spider press ups.
Yes, I'll keep
one arm press ups. Clap press ups.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You can do all that kind of stuff. But just remember, you're older now. So
Yeah.
them bones might not be as strong.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually mentioned one thing about press ups. I got the resistance band that I basically wrapped around. I must have wrapped it around my top back.
Yeah.
I was doing push ups with that.
That
was a game changer.
Yeah, because that's a good one. So you obviously got resistance on that. So you're.
Yeah.
It depends on the band. You got to get the right band.
No, my band is heavy, man.
Yeah, you got to get a good band, and you got to get it wrapped around you.
Or you could get I got this weights vest. Just put it on and do press ups that way. Because they had them in Aldi. It's like, I think.
What did you get?
Yeah, it's just
Aldi selling that.
Yeah, they had a weights. It was, I think, a 20 kg overall. You can take them out though and lower it.
Right, you can put it.
Yeah. So you put it in the pockets, and literally, I started off with like, I think about 10 kg, and just do it that way. And when that gets a bit light, just pile on the pressure. And I'm gonna attempt once I get a bit more happier with my running. Attempt to do it with the vest on and see what happens.
Yeah,
man.
just pull it on, man.
Just to sweat it out.
Get to your target and then
sweat it out.
add it on
and see what happens.
Because what's going to happen, you're going to start losing weight anyway, so your weight's going to go down. So you might want to add a little bit in the weight vest. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But you got to do that gradually.
Yes. No, I'm looking at that. I'm like, nah, it's not happening.
6 months.
Possibly. I mean, my target's summer to attempt it. And then if I'm getting on with the distance running, I'll expand it a bit more and then try to do the whole country part and then see what I can do from there. So we'll see.
Half marathon next.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah.
They do quite a few half marathons where you are.
Forget half marathon. How about Tough Mudder 2?
Yeah, oi.
I was just about to say, man.
Yeah,
I'll be on that. I missed the first one, so
that was good. Yeah. That was good.
You know what? You see, we done Tough Mudder. 3 weeks afterwards, I done nuclear races.
Yeah.
And that was 12K.
Jeez.
I was mashed up after that, man.
Same kind of obstacle.
10 times worse, bro. Mud, rivers, more mud, much more mud, quicksand mud.
That's it.
I know John wants the mud, didn't
I want the mud. I was annoyed when I got to Finsbury Park because there wasn't that much mud. I wanted mud.
You know, John. I'm gonna email you the one that.
I remember you showing. Yeah.
That was
in a proper like forest type setting.
It's in Kelvedon Hatch near my side in Essex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know because of COVID they've shut stuff down. But come next year, bruv.
Yeah,
They've even got one called Blackout where it's dark and you have helmet and you have a torch.
Yeah.
You're going down a slide.
I'm on that.
And you end up in mud. Bruv, it was wicked.
Yeah, because that just, makes it a lot more
Yeah,
exciting.
Man.
Yeah.
You're just literally coated in mud. There's even one bit where there's like a massive quicksand pit. It's actual quicksand. So if you keep moving, you'll just sink in there.
Yeah, that's long, that part, though. Especially in the dark.
Okay, I think we're done for today, man.
Yeah, man.
That was a good show.
You know what? Can I put a suggestion for 2021? So obviously Ryan's got his Ryan's Fitness Lounge and he's got his own business. I got my own business. I do Rap Stars and I'm a chef. So you man had your burritos, but the listeners around the world listening to us, they can't get my burritos anywhere. So if there's anything that I can give them, any recipes, any chef recipes for them, for like romantic, like intimate moments for husband and wife, or man trying to get like a side, like a side thing, whatever else. I got recipes for days, man.
Give us the recipe to your sauce. Like, I want that recipe.
I think I told you it. Didn't I tell you it? No, you called me and then I said I was waiting for so on and so forth to call me back. I never called you back. I know, it's mad. I know.
Well, pull it up on the socials, man.
Yeah.
No, actually, don't give up. Don't give the recipe to your sauce, man.
I'm not giving a recipe to the
No
sauce.
way.
Let's sell that.
Yeah.
I'm not giving a recipe to my sauce. I'll give the recipes for different dinners and brunches that I usually make. Because as you can imagine, Siobhan is like happy in life because I'm always in the kitchen. That kitchen's my kitchen. She don't come in there. So, do you remember that roast turkey that I made you? No, not the roast turkey. The roast chicken I made you once when your missus come round. Remember that one?
She still talks about that.
To this day.
Talk about your burritos.
Oh my days! All right, so yeah,
Eat my
so next
burrito.
week.
Actually, I'm gonna warm it up when I go home. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put it in it, maybe like in the oven for a little bit. What
Yeah,
would you recommend? But it's in foil, right?
Yeah, it's in foil. Never put anything in foil in the microwave. Don't never do that.
So I can put that in the oven.
Yeah,
for
just
like-
put it in the oven for about 10, 50 minutes.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be
200
perfect.
degrees.
Yeah,
do
that would be
man.
perfect. Yeah, I'll be a lot more hungry when I get home.
John, man, you sure you don't want those?
I'm good, bruv. I'm good.
Because you can warm it up.
I'm good.
But yeah, okay. So next to Ryan's Fitness Lounge, there'll be let's say Colin Chef's Corner. There you go.
How much protein is in that burrito, by the way? Would you say?
So in this one you got the beans, you got
So just say from the chicken.
So from the chicken alone.
Yeah.
All right. So the chicken is actually boneless chicken thigh,
Yeah.
chopped up.
Yeah.
So and the other stuff in there as well that counts towards a protein. I'll probably say around 23 grams of protein.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right.
About that.
Maybe a bit more. I mean, depends. I guess it depends.
Yeah.
On
I mean, don't get me wrong. I could put more in there.
Yeah.
This is just a simple thing that
I'll customize that shit.
Yeah, I'll customize it for you. You know what I mean? I can customize this one for you. Like, actually, my Rap Stars website is going to be going live next week, actually. So people can actually order deliveries. Because as we're in tier 4, don't know who's going to be walking past my store tomorrow. So I need to get some delivery service ASAP. So, deliveries. So my website should be up and working this week, actually. Rapstars.net.
All right.
The .co.uk was gone and the .com was gone. I was like, oh, damn it. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, just follow me at Rapstars Limited and you get all your information from there, man.
Why don't you try rapstarsuk.com?
I actually reserved the domain rapstars.uk. Not uk.com. That just sounds weird to me, man. That's
Okay.
like a lie.
We're just waffling. Right. Listen. Right. Next year, well, it's 2021, isn't it?
See you next year.
So we will see you next year. So if you're at the 31st of December 2020, I want you all to shout Jumanji. Because I want out now of this game.
Do you know what's mad? Yeah, there's a store down the road from where I work, and they've actually got the game Jumanji in the
I've
shop.
seen it. Yeah, they got it in Spitalfield. Smiths. Yeah,
Smiths.
Smiths. Yeah, they've got it in there, man.
I literally feel I felt I was in two minds. I had a split second thinking, I've got 15 in my pocket. I could just get that today.
So until then, guys, I will see you next week. Well, next year. Same time, same place. My name's John Alexander. I'm out.
My name's John-Baptiste, and I am out.
I'm Colin Palmer. And I'm out.
Chris Samuels, I'm out, and I don't want to hear them jokes like next year and be like, oh, the last time I saw you was last year. Did you get it?
And I don't want to hear new year, new me, because you ain't done nothing this year. We're out.